Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF, one of the DRF races of the day for Sundays. Race number 1 at Santa Anita. We're not only kicking off the card, but a pick 5 with graded stakes action. It's the grade 3 Las Flores for fillies and mares going 3/4 of a mile. Let's take a look at this field. Now, it's not the biggest field, but there is quality in here. The number 3 Edgeway was second in last year's Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint. And the number 1 Private Mission won 2 graded stakes races last year for Bob Baffert. A decent supporting cast as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have two sort of, standouts in here. The other horses, feel like they're, up against it in the face of both Private Mission and Edgeway, who are both, just rock solid horses. I guess the issue with Private Mission would just be, Dan, is she better sprinting or is she better routing? I still think that's a pretty tough call.
That is a very, very tough call because she's done well at both. Let's see if the Timeform US Pace Projector gives us a clue as to how this race will be run. Edgeway and Dynasty of Her Own are both speed horses, and it'll be interesting to see if there's a little bit of chicken being played by these jockeys in the first quarter of a mile or so. The good news with Private Mission is you can place her anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I think it will be key, though, for Private Mission just to get out of the gate down from the rail, Dan, and to get forward in this race. The last time we saw her in the La Brea, when they cut her back to 7 furlongs, she just didn't have enough speed to get position in that race, and I think it really cost her that day. So we'll just see if she's a little sharper this time. Edgeway, she's going to be forward here. She's not a super fast horse early, but if they wanted the lead, they could probably get it.
The number 1 Private Mission won 2 of her first 3 starts sprinting, but then made her oat, so to speak, winning a couple of graded stakes races going 2 turns. Now, they ran her in the Breeders' Cup Distaff, and that was just a wicked pace she was on. You can't fault her for tiring as badly as she did. Just consider all of the pace horses in that race. Horses like Latruska and She Dares the Devil. They were nowhere at the wire either. So there's the ready-made excuse. They turned her back in the La Brea. She didn't have the greatest trip, but I also wouldn't be surprised if she was a real tired horse still after the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, that could have affected her. Yeah, and again, I just feel like the deal with the La Brea was she just couldn't get forward early in that race. And once she got outpaced, she just lost position to the back. And it was not, that La Brea was not the kind of race where you wanted to try to be closing. Nobody was closing in there. I guess it's enough of an excuse, Dan. She won as a first-time starter sprinting. She won off the layoff last June sprinting. So it feels like, coming back off of this layoff and going 6 furlongs, I don't think it's supposed to be a real excuse for her.
Park Avenue won a couple of races going a mile. Then she was grade 3 placed, although well beaten by a good filly and as time goes by. And then the Santa Monica last time out, she was just chasing a horse that ran off the screen in Merneath. I think she's solid. I think she has some upside. I think beating both of these is a very tall ask.
I do too. And I mean, listen, I think it's safe to say that whoever wins this race isn't going to run a 108 buyer like Merneath did in the Santa Monica. I still feel like, Park Avenue is probably up against it in the face of the 2 favorites.
Edgeway ran second in the Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint, and then she came right back and she won the Kalukan Queen. Let's watch that race on January the 2nd, the race in which she was able to get to the lead. Now, what's notable about this race is that the horse chasing her in second is Merneath, who came back and, as Mike mentioned, ran a 108 buyer speed figure in winning the Santa Monica over the Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint winner, Cece. Edgeway looked very comfortable in this race, and she's always had a lot of ability.
Yeah, she's just a really good horse. I mean, she's not a superstar, Dan, but she shows up. She runs every time. She has great tactical speed. When Sadler, places her properly, which he usually does, and which is in races like this, she's just really, really tough. I think she's the horse to beat in here, even with the Baffert horse down on the rail.
The 4 Dynasty of Her Own has won 10 of 11 starts on synthetic footing. The problem is, of course, she's not going to be dealing with synthetic footing at Santa Anita on Sunday, but she's a real good synthetic horse, and she has had everything her own way in this race. 2 starts back at Golden Gate Fields. It was a race where there was 3 horses and no pace, and she was the pace, and she opened up a big early lead, and she won as she was supposed to.
I mean, listen, she's a good horse for sure. She's not quite as good on dirt, obviously. The one dirt win, which came back in January of 2020, she won that race with a 59 buyer. I mean, you know, I don't know. She has a lot of speed. I suspect they'll try to make the leader with her in here. I'll be surprised if she can beat the 2 favorites.
I wonder if Aloha Kitten was kind of hustled into this race. She's more of a turf horse than anything else. She's raced once on dirt in her career. She was a well-beaten third in an entry-level allowance that was raced off the washed off the lawn.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they got her in here just to make this race go. You do get Pratt, though, if you like to bet on jockeys.
Top pick time for the Grade 3 Las Flores. Curious to see what we get from Private Mission later this year. Maybe it's slightly longer distances. She can easily win this race. I think Edgeway does have the edge going shorter.
I gave a slight edge to Edgeway in here. Again, I do think Private Mission will probably run pretty well. It didn't seem like a very interesting betting race to me, Dan.
3-1 for Mike, 3-4 for me. The Grade 3 Las Flores to kick off the Sunday action at Santa Anita. Good luck.